Hey YouTube, Full Throttle here with another video. This is going to be a slight update, so not much going on, but I'm going to do a updated deck profile again on Great Nature, and then I'm also going to do some strategies and the formations and stuff like that. So let's get right into that. So for the grade zeros, we still run the same lineup of the one telescope rabbit, which we run to make sure that our engine is always working, the 12 crit, because the reason we don't run stands is because we need to get the opponent to 4 or 5 really quickly before we get to our Arusha turn, because if the opponent can safely no-guard Arusha, then that's a problem. And while the skills on the stands, while the skill on Watering Elephant is really nice, skill triggers don't really work well in Great Nature unless you're using like Bigbelly, because skill triggers have less power, and on turn 2 you will definitely need the 5,000 power that vanilla triggers have. So we run 12 crit and 4 heal. So yeah, still the same grade 0 lineup. And let's go into the grade 1s, which has changed a little bit. So for the grade 1s, we still run the 4 Shell Master because it countercharges, which is very important for this deck, and Tri-Ruler Cat doesn't really help for this deck. We run the 4 Mikesaburo because it's still important, the 4 Duckbill, and I decided to switch back to the 4 Minibelly for more stride consistency, so that you can get off your Cath Palug turn more consistently, and also if the opponent manages to survive the Arusha break ride turn, then you can just go into the Bigbelly stride and just finish them off. So yeah. Now on to the grade 2s. So for the grade 2s, we still run the 4 Crayon Tiger, 3 Binoculus Tiger, which if I can get a 4th copy, then I will run a 4th copy and take out a copy of Minibelly, because Binoculus Tiger is a great card, important for the early game. 2 copies of Field Glass Otter, because it's a great card, and then the 2 copies of Sleepy Tapir, also a great card. So grade 2 lineup hasn't changed, but I feel pretty good about it. But if I can get a 4th Binoculus, I will use it. So let's go into the grade 3s. Now for the grade 3s, we run the 3 Arusha, because it's a card we want to break ride. This time we only run 2 Chatnoir, so that we can also run 1 copy of Tuskmaster to increase the Cath Palug turn's consistency, because it's very important to make sure that the Cath Palug turn is as consistent as possible without losing any of the important combo pieces like these two, because it's not very good as a Vanguard, but it's amazing as a rear guard. So yeah, this has actually helped me quite a bit with some of my testing. So now let's go into the G-Zone, which has also updated a little bit. So for the G-Zone, now we still run this at 1, this at 4, but now we run 4 Managarmr, because I actually have found situations where I would like to stride into Managarmr twice in a game with this deck. So yeah, pretty helpful card. Then we run 2 copies of Hrimthurs still, 1 copy of Afanc, so now we only run 4 G guards, because we've got the 12 G units that we can stride into. So now we have 2 copies of Ardillo. Ardillo has actually come quite in handy. I got my hands on 2 copies because they're super cheap. So Nice and convenient. Only $1 a piece when I got them, so pretty nice. Which has the skill of, when it's placed on the Guardian Circle, choose any number of your rear guards, retire them, and if the number of your open rear guard circles is 3 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield. So it's able to be used on the before you stride, so that's very helpful. And against decks like Kagero, it's very nice. All that stuff, very nice effect. And usually you retire like 1 or 2. So at most you're going to be retiring 1 card from this card's skill, so pretty nice. And then we run 1 copy of Dizmel and 1 copy of Kundalini. We run Dizmel still because we need to protect some of our rear guards like Crayon Tiger. Kundalini because its countercharge is still pretty important. So yeah, that's the deck. Now we're going to go into sort of the strategies of the deck. So let's get right into that. So say this is, you went first, and now it's the start of your turn. You stand, draw, and then this is your ideal turn 1 setup. You ride Binoculus Tiger, and then if you go for whatever non-on-call, non-Crayon Tiger that you can use as fodder. So sometimes just a critical trigger. Then you go for, you use all the on-calls. You just dump them out of your hand. So you go for that. You go for that. And you give all the effects to this. So then you go for that. So then when this retires, it'll be a draw 2 and search for a grade 3. So you then attack your opponent's Vanguard for 14,000. Attack him again for 14,000, giving this power. So then after that you can then attack, and then you can attack with a critical trigger for 16,000 power. So very nice combos. If you don't ride Binoculus Tiger, say you ride Sleepy Tapir or Field Glass Otter or something like that, then you can instead go for that Counterblast to use this. So then it's only 9,000 power, in which then your attacking pattern would be this, and then this, and then this. So yeah, that's why we run no skill critical triggers. So no Aribelly, or was it, I don't remember. Oh, Pongbelly. No Pongbelly, no Ruler Chameleon, because we really need the 5,000 power base for if we are going second, so that we can attack them and hit them with a 9,000 power card. So yeah, pretty important. And then we also have as our next combo, we'll go right into that right now. So now we are going to go over the Cath Palug combo. So for this, you want to always, if you have more damage than your opponent or equal damage to your opponent, attack with the thing that's getting the buff first, so that you don't waste any counterblast by accident. So then this will be attacking for 11. Then you attack with your Vanguard, and then say you get critical trigger, then you give the, if they guarded, then you give the critical here and the power here, because then you're going to be attacking with this for bigger numbers, and this will be getting a good buff as well from the trigger. So that's how you do that. Then you attack with Crayon Tiger. You go for Counterblast 2, one from Cath Palug, the other from Crayon Tiger's skill. To restand this, give this plus 8,000 power. This is going to be 16 without triggers. Then you attack with this again, Counterblast 1, and then this will be 30,000 power without triggers, and then at the end of the turn, this goes away, and then you kill this, and then you draw 4. So, very nice. And then that's a great setup for your next turn if they survive this. So let's go into that. Now, for this combo, this is your Break Ride combo. So, say it's the beginning of your next turn, you have drawn quite a bit already, so you've dug through your deck quite a lot. If you're going against Kagero, you will, so first you break ride, then depending on what deck you're going against, if you're going against Kagero, you call Sleepy Tapir. If you're going against any other deck, you're going to call Field Glass Otter. If you call Field Glass Otter, give this the buff, and then, well, no, you give, yeah, this the buff from Field Glass Otter skill. Call a Mikesaburo or a Duckbill to give the card that, because this is not an optional buff, you have to give another rear guard a buff. So then you give that, you give an on-call skill to one of the buffs, to the buffed unit. So then for this situation, to this Mikesaburo, then for this ideal situation, you will attack unboosted and then give this plus 4,000 power, and then you will be able to do all your stuff. You're probably going to get a trigger of some kind, and if you don't, doesn't matter because you're going to be hitting the number anyways. So then you say get a critical trigger, you give the, for this situation, doesn't really matter, you give the critical here, power there, and then this can't get it because this can't get any trigger effects, and then you attack. This will be 28,000 power because of the Chatnoir break ride skill, this card skill giving the power here, and then this card giving the power here, so it's 28,000 power with a critical. And then because this is now successful, you discard a card, say another one, restand it. At the end of the battle, that's done, you then attack again, giving, because the buff that this does doesn't kill anything, you can then decide to give the buff to Crayon Tiger, or not if you want. Usually I prefer to give the power to whatever's getting buffed, so then it's still getting more and more power. So then, if you get another critical trigger, you can give the critical this time to Crayon Tiger and the power to Field Glass Otter. Then Crayon Tiger attacks, counterblast 1. Restand this, give this plus 4,000 power from Crayon Tiger skill, and then plus 4,000 again from Chatnoir's break ride skill. So then you will be giving it a plus 4 from here, twice, then another plus 4, then another plus 4, and then another plus 4. So that's plus 8. Plus 12, plus 16, plus 20. So this will be plus 24. And then you will be drawing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you bounce this to your hand because Chatnoir's break ride skill doesn't require it to be retired in order to draw. So you draw 4, retire this, search for a grade 3. There's your turn. That is if they manage to survive a 5 attack turn with everything hitting for magic numbers. So yeah, that's your main combos. Thank you for watching. This is Full Throttle here, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and if you want to give any suggestions on any kind of videos you want to see, anything like that, put it in the comments. Or if you want to give any suggestions or any questions, just put it in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. This is Full Throttle, signing out. Bye.